Hey, what's going on, guys? Gdoggcasey here with my buddy Matt, casting some more Chobo Team League action. Let's see here. We're going to start off by introducing the red Terran player down in the bottom left corner. He is Team All Inspirations Galaxy.
And in the top right corner, we have the yellow Terran player for Luck13, Couchie. We have a good old TVT matchup here.
Yes, we do. We've only had one TVT so far, so it'll be interesting to see how these two players decide to play it out. So this is a platinum skill matchup. So again, they do have a pretty good understanding of opening builds, and they'll be able to. They probably each have a plan up their sleeves that they're willing to try out here.
And unfortunately, at this moment in the series, it is 2-0 right now for Luck13 over Allin.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they've been outplaying us. You know, they have some good players on their team, and they've just been able to kind of capitalize early on here. We're hoping Galaxy will be able to turn things around and get us a point on the board.
Now, just to note right here, our yellow Terran player for Luck13 has gotten a gas before Barracks, so that's a little unusual.
Yeah, I actually think that happened in the last TVT we saw, and he just went for a really fast factory. Barracks is going down now, and there's a yellow SDB just sort of, he was just being a little suspicious over here. I don't really know what he was doing, but I guess he's just heading out for a scout now.
Probably checking for some proxy barracks, but...
Yeah, actually, you're right. That's totally reasonable. Gas down for Galaxy as well. That's telling me Reaper, and he's already rallying the barracks over to the base. So yeah, there's definitely going to be a Reaper coming out for Galaxy. SCV for Couchie is in the base, and he is noticing the gas. He probably knows a Reaper's coming.
Not much going on early.
Well, we do have that Reaper coming out, and there goes the factory. So yeah, yep. Fast factory here. Relatively fast. Actually, he could have got it even faster, probably. I'm not... but it's still going to be pretty quick, especially compared to Galaxy over here, who's dropping the command center instead.
Now we have a Marine already out for Couchie, but I don't think that's going to do much against any Reaper that comes, unfortunately. No. Those Reapers are so fast. Yeah, here he comes across the map. Look at him go.
Yeah.
He's on a one-man mission.
And actually, that's the only Reaper coming out of Galaxy right now. He's going to focus on SCVs and getting his factory up. Reaper is in the main right now, getting a scout. He does see the factory already finished, so that's going to tell him, wow, you must have started that early. You're going to see if you can get a SCV kill here, but 2 Marines is actually good enough to shove him away. He does see the starport, though.
So, good information for the Reaper. He's going to regen up and probably make another pass.
Yeah, and he's seeing that there's no command center built, and at this point there usually is one, so he can get himself pretty prepared for a one base kind of attack, which generally leads to cloaked banshees, which looks like that's what we're going to be seeing here. So I'd like to see an engineering bay actually already finished up for Galaxy. Oh, wait.
Yeah. Just looking down at the natural of Galaxy, you can see the probe just on patrol back and forth. I think he's trying to just get the timing as to when that command center is going to go down.
Yeah, definitely. And actually, we got a tech lag over here as well for Galaxy. I'm not sure if he's going to move the starport onto it or the barracks.
But it looks like Couchie's saving up for something. I think he's going to build his second right there at the natural.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So this is kind of interesting because Galaxy is actually going for the Cloak Banshees too, and this is a cool time to see like the difference between the two builds here. Because I think that Couchie is actually going to be able to do more damage than Galaxy will, as he's already got the Banshees.
Now, with the scout, that the SCV actually that was patrolling the natural to see the timing of that, base drop did get in and notice that the starport was being made, and that the second was already made and probably on its way out shortly. So I wonder, because he got that early scouting information, whether or not he's going to do something to actually counter those banshees that are coming out, like maybe build a.
Oh! He almost lost that banshee. It has 14 hit points left. Sorry to cut you off there. But the attack was coming in from the banshee, and it was spotted by the missile turret, and basically was unable to do anything here. A quick scan could kill that. Oh, he takes out the SCV though.
Oh, and that missile turret's going to be up in. Oh.
I think he's just out of range.
Now, is he going to salvage it in time, or no?
And another banshee coming in as well from the top side here. But the missile turrets are pretty well placed, and we actually have a banshee for Galaxy in the back doing work as well. But there's a Raven out to spot that. But he was able to kill off 3 SCVs with his banshee. So this is kind of interesting, sort of like banshee versus banshee opener here. 4 workers killed total for Galaxy and only 1 for Couchie. So I'd say Galaxy is definitely in the lead here.
But it also looks like Galaxy is almost supply capped, whereas Couchie has lots of room.
Yeah, that is true. But we have a few supply depots going down. He is going to hit a little bit of a supply cap, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him too badly. He's not even technically capped yet. So he's going to be all right. And he's got the 32 to 24 worker lead right now, so he's definitely in the lead.
So we have some Marines making their way across the map. They're probably just going to try and maintain that middle position and keep sight as to whether or not something's coming up towards him.
Yep. And he's got that Banshee out front, kind of doing that as well. I'd like to see a couple Marines just group up and stim right underneath that. But if we look at the upgrade tab, we don't even have stim on the way yet, so that's, I guess, not very possible. He's still going to try and take him out, but I don't think he's going to get much done.
I think that's a little bit of a waste of energy to get that cloaking going on, because there's no, it's going to take him ages to take any of these buildings down.
A few Ravens out already for Couchie here. He's kind of getting he's definitely going a mech style. He's got more factories coming out, so we'll probably see some Thors out of him and some more siege tanks. And out of Galaxy here, we have...
It's the opposite. He's going with starports and with barracks.
Yeah. But 2 starports here tell me... I mean, I'd like to see what he wants to do with those. I'm guessing either Viking support or maybe he'll get some Ravens or... I don't know. I mean, I guess he can get whatever he wants. At this point, he's got that 3rd command center morphing into an orbital now, so he'll be able to take that 3rd. Actually, Couchie's a little bit in the lead in that aspect. His 3rd's already completed and orbitaled up, so he can move that wherever he wants.
Looking at the production tab, both of them are having siege tanks on their way out.
Yeah.
And both putting down a lot of missile turrets.
Yeah, I think they're definitely ready to turtle up here. And as Terran is one of the best turtle races like this, so I think we can be expecting a pretty long game here if this is how the 2 players want to play, which is totally fine. I really enjoy the long games. I'm willing to see, or I'm excited to see who's going to make that first move, though, you know, to try to contain the Terran from expanding freely.
Yeah, it seems like both players were willing to poke their head out a little bit with a little bit of harass, but as soon as those missile turrets went down, and if you look at the main base for Couchie, he is just littered with missile turrets right now. I don't think any flying is going to get in there anytime soon.
Yeah, and Galaxy doing the same thing actually on his base, just sort of blocking out any sort of drops. Both players playing extremely defensive, and both of them moving to take their 3rd at the same time. Galaxy a little bit in the lead there. It's hilarious. You can see both of them pretty much doing the exact same thing, transferring their tanks over to defend the 3rd. getting some missile turrets down. It's going to be a turtle fest here, I think.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick look at the units tab, and we have so far 55 SCVs for Galaxy and only 42 for Couchie. So it looks like the economy is working a little bit better for our Red Terran, but we got 2 medevacs, Banshee, 5 siege tanks, 3 Marauders, and 14 Marines, whereas our yellow Terran Couchie only has 1 Banshee, 3 Vikings, 11 Hellions. That seems to be the big difference between the two players, is the 11 Hellions, with seven siege tanks and a lack of Marines with only 3.
And they're training that blue flame as well, which is actually going to be good because when you look at Galaxy's sort of composition here, he does have a lot of tanks, but he's upgrading, stim pack. So it looks like he does have some plans to add at least a little bit of bio in his composition, and those blue flame Hellions are just going to destroy any Marines. Now, if Galaxy can end up getting some bio upgrades, like he's already got the 1-1 for them, and actually +2 is just started now as well. He's really sort of going for a balanced approach, which I'm not sure if that's going to work out. It's going to be interesting to see, though, for sure.
I am so surprised at the similarity between the two players. I just happen to notice that both players have a sensor tower in identical locations. If you look at the mini-map, both have massive circles in the exact same position of the map.
Yeah, they're definitely mirroring each other. Just the only difference here in the army compositions, as we see lots of Vikings and tanks and Hellions for Couchie, but yeah, Galaxy is mixing in that bio, and there's even a Thor here.
Yeah, and Galaxy is moving out a little bit, trying to take position, but he notices that he was seen, so he's backing up a little bit. Gonna leave a Marine there so he can maintain vision.
Yeah, there's a few. Hold on, I'm missing something here. SCV's going down. I think there was a Hellion run by that we missed.
That is a possibility.
I'm not really sure, but somehow I'm having a hard time spotting it on the map, but there was SCVs going down for Couchie, so he took a little bit of an economic hit there. He's still in the lead, and actually his production is really booming right now as he's starting to grab a lead on Couchie in that department as well. This is where Galaxy kind of has that window of opportunity to push his advantage, but I think the longer he waits, the better off Couchie's going to end up being here.
Now we're just going to wait for this, after this Turtle Fest, to see who's going to make the first move. That I feel like the person who moves out first, or at least makes an attempt to try and do some scouting, will take a clear advantage, because literally at this moment right now, no one is getting any information whatsoever as to what the other player has, and it's going to be a blind attempt to just go take your 200 supply and attack.
Yeah, it looks like Couchie's ready to move. He just unsieged all his siege tanks, and if Galaxy goes to attack right now, this is absolutely the best time.
Yeah,
because those tanks are unsieged. Now they're sieged.
Yeah, they both moved in, saw each other, that they were both coming at the same time, and backed off.
Yeah, Galaxy here, he's getting ready to set up an attack on the third base here of Couchie, but it's like siege tank versus siege tank here. It's really going to come down to who can dominate the air advantage, because that's going to get them the vision that they need. Right now, I'm liking the damage and the pressure Galaxy's putting on, but I think that there's a lot of siege tanks here, and it's going to be a little bit tough to really attack into this area.
Now, I feel like he's not even going to be able to move forward. He's just going to take the damage that he did, and he may just move out after this. He took out a base, which gives him a clear advantage at the moment, and yes. Also he dropped a 4th in the meantime, a planetary fortress. So
yeah, he's definitely in the lead so far. I feel though that his air advantage might not be there. He needs a few more Vikings so that he can take out the Vikings of Couchie, and then his tanks will be much better off. But we'll see though. He does have a lot of Marauders, which eventually could be able to stim in there and get a lot of damage done maybe.
Now, in the meantime, couchie has dropped another third to replace the third that he just lost, but with Galaxy up by an entire base, I feel like the outcome of this match is going to be determined by economy and who's able to replenish their armies after these little bouts in the middle of the map.
Yeah, definitely. But the one thing though is actually couchie didn't lose his third base. He just lifted it off, and now that the pressure has been relieved, he's able to drop it down again and effectively go on 4 mining bases, which is going to make him pretty even with Galaxy. Galaxy is maxed out right now, though. I think he's just waiting on his +3/+3 to finish.
Now, if we look on the right side of the map, it does look like a drop is going to come in, but look at these.
Yeah, they're doomed.
Watch. Oh, they are gone. There's a big loss. He just went from maxed out to 164.
Yeah, that was actually a terrible loss. I'm not sure why. Maybe he didn't know all those missile turrets were there. Yeah, it looks like that was kind of the first time he decided to go in there, so now he knows.
But we'll need to take a different approach. But nobody's really been able to get any scouting across other than with the scans, although I still haven't seen very many scans as of late, especially with all of these command centers down. You would think it would be more frequent.
Yeah, I think that we just started the scan parade here. There's going to be lots of scans going down to try to get vision on army position. Not so much on scouting. I think each player has a good idea of what their opponent is doing, so they don't feel like they need to scout too much. But if somebody were to sort of switch it up, maybe get some battle cruisers out here, you don't see battle cruisers very often at all, and I think that couchie has that sort of opportunity to switch to that and really get a lot of damage done. But, that's an expensive switch.
Now, Galaxy is capped out at 200, but if you look at his mineral count, he's almost at 4,000 minerals. I feel like he has an opportunity with all the minerals that he has to go out and try and make a play, and then if he fails or sees that he's going to fail, he'll be able to. And I believe that's exactly what he's going to do. If you look at the top left corner of the map, he is moving in with a small force to unsiege tanks. Unsiege tanks.
Oh my God, that was a nice little attack. I thought he was going to lose that whole bioforce here. He is going to get cleaned up. He's not going to do too much damage, but he did take out a lot of tanks. He
took out about 6 tanks.
Yeah.
And they were all unsieged. So just like I said, I feel like, look, he's right back up to 192. He has the money to do it. He's still over 4,000 minerals. He can continue to do that and kind of separate the army for couchie.
Yeah, well, he's making 5 tanks at a time here, so he's really going into this tank play. But Galaxy has a much better economy going right now, but I think that couchie is going to be able to sort of take the lead whenever an engagement actually happens. That Galaxy is starting to get his Viking count up, but looking at the units tab here, oh my God, I'm wrong. Okay, Galaxy has 18 Vikings to 13 for couchie. So actually, I'm really liking Galaxy's position here because he's going to be able to get the air superiority and really dominate these tank battles. But he needs to move those Vikings in and actually do something here. He's just taking shots at his tanks for no reason.
Here they go, Viking battles.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like he does have the high ground here, but he is losing a lot of tanks. And we got like so many tanks in the background here for couchie.
Yeah, now couchie, who is losing units just as frequently as Galaxy, but it looks like couchie is actually replenishing them a little bit faster than Galaxy is.
Yeah, and the issue here is the Vikings have +3 attack, but only +1 armor that just finished now. These Vikings for couchie have a lot more. They have +2/+2 already finished. Actually, +3/+3, sorry, at the moment. So the Vikings are more powerful for couchie. And you're going to see how whoever has the dominant air force in this type of fight is the one who's going to win this game. Also, we have an opportunity here for some Hellion run-bys. It looks like couchie's preparing for that right now. He could... Oh, there's a nice wall there, though, for Galaxy. So he's not going to be able to get by.
Now, it looks like if you look down in the bottom right-hand corner that they are in the process of dropping another base, but he was able to cancel it just in time.
Yeah. And couchie better get those Hellions out of there because they're a pretty good unit to have in a time like this. if he could at some point bust down this wall of Galaxy, he'll be able to run his Hellions in there and do a lot of economic damage and really secure, grip on this game right now, because nobody's really able to do that. Mostly because I feel that couchie has a little bit better army placement and a little bit better composition, and Galaxy has a better economy, so he can afford to make, small mistakes and lose some tanks here and there because he can afford to replace them.
Yeah, I feel though, just based off the composition of both players, I feel like the person who is going to win the engagement is the person who sieges their tanks first, because the composition is loaded with siege tanks, and if they aren't sieged, then they're just gonna get two-shot, and you're gonna lose most of your tanks right away.
Oh my God, the Hellions ran by in the fourth. They just took out a whole bunch of, they took out 5 SCVs, and if they actually paid attention, I don't even think they know they did it, because they're just sitting here, and there's more Hellions, and these blue flames are going to be able to do so much damage, but instead they're just going to get cleaned up. Okay, it looks like couchie found the Hellions, but yeah, he's going to take out a few more SCVs before he gets cleaned up, but that's kind of unfortunate for him, because he could have taken out so many SCVs there.
Now, if we go back to the units tab, we can see 51 SCVs for couchie and 68 for Galaxy at the moment. Mm-hmm. So when it gets this late in the game, I feel like if you have that many SCVs, it may be a detriment to you, because you're taking away from your army supply. And normally, especially in a TVT with both of them having similar compositions, those with the bigger army are probably going to win.
Mm-hmm. And that's a great point you make there, because that is going to play a role for sure in the final battle whenever we do see it. It looks like everybody's just getting all the upgrades here. We have drilling claws coming in, building armor coming in, which is going to help, because couchie's taking this approach of building just command center galore here, with additional command centers to defend the command centers. He's going to get a couple planetary fortresses out here, I think, and that's going to just, the more armor these planetary fortresses have, the harder it's going to be for Galaxy to take them out.
Now I said it was important that the SCV count needs to be lowered this late in the game just a little bit, because you're taking away from your army units. But if you look at the minerals right now, our Galaxy is at 7,000 minerals. So if he does happen to lose a battle, he is more likely to replenish his army sevenfold, or at least 3 or 4-fold faster than couchie will.
Yeah, there's 5 Blue Flame Hellions that just killed 25 SCVs. Just killed 25 Galaxy SCVs. So actually now Galaxy is behind in the SCV count. Might have done him a favor, though. It'll allow him to spend some of this money.
Yeah, now if I look at the production tab really quick, is he actually making new? He is still making SCVs.
Yeah, he wants to replace those. He is the Terran god of SCVs, and he is going to replace anything that he loses. And he's going to wall off this section with additional engineering base, just to make sure that it gets walled off and there's no more Hellion run-bys, because they've been pretty annoying.
Oh, well, here we go. This might be the game changer right here. I see that Galaxy is 3/4 of the way finished researching Battlecruiser Yamato cannon.
Nice. He's going to make that switch, but he's got to be patient. He just revealed the Battlecruiser, and now couchie's like, what? You have Battlecruisers. I don't know if it's... I think it's a little bit too late for them, though, because of all the Vikings. It's going to be a tough battle. He doesn't have as many Vikings. 22 Vikings for couchie with only 17 for Galaxy. He's got 1 Battlecruiser, but Vikings are good against Battlecruisers.
This should be interesting. This should be... this is the longest stalemate I've seen in a while, but... it looks like the scans are coming down. They can't move without being noticed. So
yeah, it's very, very important to keep tabs on your enemy's army positioning. With all these Ravens too for couchie, and he's demonstrated the ability to have a quick reflex with them and be able to drop those point defense drones to just give his army the edge. I'm really feeling that couchie's going to be pulling ahead here. And if you just look at the supply too, it's sort of telling a story there.
Now, I think Galaxy is taking a page out of the Zerg book because he has 2 floating barracks over the gold base of Couchie right now, acting as overlords.
Just scouting. Oh, the fight's happening there. We got Banshees going to town on Thors. We got Vikings going to town on Vikings. The Battlecruiser's already dead. And the Ravens for Couchie just really doing a great job here. Hunter Seeker missile, and this is over.
Yeah.
I mean, the tanks haven't even moved for Couchie yet, but now Galaxy has no air. And you're going to see again how that all that air dominance is really going to help these tanks out. Luckily for Galaxy, he is going to have a bunch of scans available to him, most likely. But he's being, like, literally backed into, oh my god, these Hunter Seeker missiles. Look at this.
And there goes almost all.
Jesus, man. He backed himself right into that corner and made himself like the #1 target for Hunter Seeker missiles. So yeah, this is just going to be, it could be quick, it could be slow, but either way, it's going to end up in Couchie's favor here.
Now, I don't know what's going on with Galaxy because he has all the minerals in the world and a ton of gas, but his supply is not getting any higher. Like he's not building enough, but Couchie's building nothing at the moment. I think he feels victory is imminent, and he's just gonna keep pounding away. He's gonna bring his tanks in and probably either siege up or just run by with them.
Yeah. Yeah, and we got SUVs dying. These Banshees are gonna start killing those SUVs off. 12 of them dead, 13 dead and counting. Right now, Galaxy was pretty late to respond with the tanks because his factories were sitting there for quite a while without producing. And you're right, he had a lot of money to spend. So it looks like he just been kind of shocked here by the finality of that battle because just losing his entire air force right there just ended it. And now he did try to build up a little army here. He's got some Hunter Seeker missiles of for himself, but it's not enough.
No, it didn't have nearly the impact that the other Hunter Seeker missiles did to the Galaxy's tank force.
Yeah, but you know
what?
You
saw 6 of them come in at the same time.
I really like this game. This was a very good display of how TVT could be played. I really liked the way that they went with the tanks and then the Air Force. It made the game actually interesting, which for me, TVT has always been kind of the most boring. And I thought this game would be a little bit boring, and yeah, it was super long, but I actually really enjoyed the way each player, went with their style, and it just seemed to work out a little bit for Couchie more.
And there's the GG for Couchie, and unfortunately that also means that it is a 3-0 lead for Luck13 in this series.
Yeah, they're definitely putting a lot of pressure on us now. There's only so many more games left. I don't know. Allin still has a chance, but they need to win their next game for sure. But anyway, guys, that was a great TVT. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and keep an eye out for the next game coming up shortly.
Cheers.